Hi guys, so today's challenge is veggies, and I am a huge veggie person. As you guys know, I'm pretty much vegan, especially since Ava can't do any dairy, so my diet is vegan and gluten-free because Ava and Austin are both gluten sensitive. But I'm listening to this book called Superfoods or Super Life or something like that by Darren Oline, who's the creator of Shakeology. He helped formulate Shakeology, and it's perfect timing, total synchronicity, because he is just talking about veggies right now in that section of the book, and I'm learning so much. So this is perfect time for me to share what I've learned with you so far. And he was talking about how like veggies are packaged just the way nature intended. So an apple, for instance, has like, I don't want to say thousands and thousands of different substances and chemicals and compounds and enzymes and antioxidants and flavonoids and carotenoids and so many different properties. And so when it goes into your body breaks it down, and the enzymes in the apple and enzymes in your body uses it and breaks it down to a low enough degree so that it is a component that you can actually use based on what your body needs. And so that is so amazing. And there's the fiber that's already in it, the skin that has the properties that you need. The fiber feeds the healthy bacteria in your gut, because your flora, the probiotics, needs the prebiotic fiber to feed off of and to survive and thrive, so that your gut is your probiotic system is considered a second brain. Like when you're having cravings for like sugar or greasy food or yucky stuff, it's because there's bacteria in that gut that needs that stuff to survive. So it'll tell you, hey, feed me some more sugar, or hey, I'm a yeast, I need more sugar. And so you're like, I have this crazy craving for sweet sugary stuff and I don't know why. And it's possible that if you test yourself for candida, yeah, that you might have a higher count, in that moment, because your candida bacteria is asking you to feed it more sweet stuff. So it's so neat how when you start feeding your body the proper foods and the healthier foods, you start craving less junky food, because you don't have that bacteria in your body anymore that is surviving and thriving to keep coaxing you to eat more of that junky food to keep it alive. Isn't that amazing? And the gut health is so important that, this is gross, but there is a thing called fecal transplanting, where the bacteria in one person is so healthy that if they were to take a little bit of fecal matter and to transplant it to another person who has a horrible gut, like irritable gut and all that stuff, that little piece of fecal matter will actually proliferate the bad gut and change the entire dynamic of that person's system, so that they start craving the food that the healthy person was eating. Isn't that crazy? That's like a second brain in your body telling you what you should and shouldn't eat. So that's why when you do stuff like you put Shakeology in it, you're feeding with so much healthy stuff that you actually start craving healthy foods like veggies and fruits and stuff like that, because you're introducing all those great bacteria and that whole second brain in your body. But here are some tips as far as incorporating more veggies into your life. When you roast vegetables, they taste really good, so that's a great way to start. When you eat a big salad, like before I became a vegetarian, I thought like a salad would be really simple. You get some leafy stuff, you add some slices of tomato, some cucumber, a few pieces of shredded carrots for color, and that was a salad. It was a joke, right? I mean, it's not substantial, it's not hearty, it's not good, and it makes no sense. So if you have a huge bowl of salad with like everything in it, from like beets to cucumbers to celery to I like artichoke hearts, and some edamame beans or some black beans and some quinoa and some sunflower seeds, and you can put nuts in it. You can put like some dried fruit if you want to. You can drizzle it with some lemon juice and some olive oil, and like everything is organic, cold pressed, fresh. That is such a healthy, yummy, delicious, actually filling dinner, or lunch or meal, whatever. And you can put some some crunchy stuff in it, like crunchy veggies and stuff, or you can put in some sprouts or whatever to make it really taste yummy. And he talks about how it's really good to eat fruit that is vine ripened or ripened on the tree. You know, when you have a fruit that's from, like if you had to pick blueberries from Mexico, or if you had to pick from blueberries from Chile, you want the ones from Mexico because they're closer, they're local, you know, it's a shorter distance, they're fresher. If you can get like heirloom tomatoes that were tree ripened, vine ripened, versus, you know, something that was shipped and picked like way before it was ready, and then it's like pumped with some gas to get it to ripen up, you know, so it changed color so it looks like it's good for it to go, but actually it doesn't taste amazing, then, you know, it doesn't make sense. So if you can do some gardening, you know, so you can have some basil or some fresh thyme, oregano, like we have rosemary that just doesn't die. It just survives year round because that's how hardy that thing is. So, you know, if it can survive the winter, it's definitely good for you, right? And so we put that in our dishes. We always have basil around. My dad grows okra. So whatever, you know, my mom throws tomato seeds in the backyard, and then they sprout up and they get tomatoes. Like I buy the heirloom tomatoes, and those things are expensive. But if you were to just throw some of the seeds in your backyard and you had like a little area for your garden and it just sprouted up and you just remember to water it whenever you remember to water it, you'll get some heirloom tomatoes, you know. And so you can buy like the organic compost or the organic soil and stuff like that and pack it on top and give it some really good nutrition. You can also participate in a local food share. So I found it in the Dallas area. There's this place called JBG or something. They're Austin based, but they will actually drop off a local produce share at whatever location you're closest to. So they have designated locations. So I signed up for the food share. I just signed up for last night. I used to do it with Green Grocers, but Green Grocers closed down. So now I do it with, I think they're dropping it off at this place, New Haven Gardens or something like that. So that's the closest location to my house. On a weekly basis, I pay like $40, and I pick up like a whole bag of groceries that are, you know, fresh fruits, fresh veggies, locally grown, you know, in Austin. It's organic, and it's fresh. You know, they deliver fresh stuff, and it's always seasonal, so you're always getting stuff that is perfect for your body. So you can do that if you don't have time to grow food. What else? Oh, and he also talked about like sometimes it's hard to get really ripe stuff all the time. So Darren does a lot of frozen blueberries that are wild, and they're organic, and they were picked at the peak of freshness and then instantly frozen. And to him, that is a lot healthier than to get some blueberries that were, you know, not tree ripened. You know, they weren't picked at the peak of ripeness, because if you do that and you ship it, they get bruised and they get spoiled, and it's worthless, right? So sometimes frozen over fresh is good, because if it was organic and it was grown sustainably well and is picked when it's like at the peak of freshness, when it's the sweetest and it tastes amazing, and then you freeze it right away, you throw it in your smoothie, then it's perfect. It's okay. It still has a lot of nutritional, you know, content stuff. But whenever stuff is shipped from a really long distance or is picked before it's ready, you can eat it and you can tell, you know, like it goes bad quickly in your fridge, or it doesn't smell and taste amazing. Like, have you noticed like a ripe banana is like incredibly sweet and it tastes amazing in your smoothie, and it's just the aroma that you smell is just like so beckoning. It's just like, come eat me, you know. And it's that's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be so enticed and mesmerized by food that is truly ready to go, because when you eat, you know, fruit and stuff like that, you're doing the fruit a favor too, because you throw the seed somewhere and then it grows. So, you know, it's telling you, okay, I'm ready, you know, now is the time for you to eat me. One is I'll have the most nutrition for you, and this is when you'll get the best out of it, when you eat me. And two, you're helping me out because you're throwing the seeds around, so then I have a chance to help my kids grow. You know, it's species exists, you know, continues to exist with your help. So those are some really neat things I learned from that book. It's called, what is it called? It's Darren Olien, DARRIN, Olien, OLIEN. And he just wrote this amazing book that I'm just crazy about, that I'm reading right now. So I hope you guys love it, and I hope that some of those crazy tips I rattled off will be helpful if you're trying to incorporate more veggies in your diet, because it does a body good.